Now audible? Anyone please let me know. All right. Audible? Okay. So, sorry for the interruption. Let's resume our discussion. So, we have discussed the top 10 valued companies in India. Now, we are going to discuss that the BSE and NSE, they have revised transaction fees. In accordance with the recent guidelines by SEBI, they have revised the transaction fees. So, this is the revised guideline. It came into effect from 1st October 2024. Okay. So, NSE revised the charges. These are the revised charges. You can look at them. In the cash market, it is rupees 2.97 per side per lakh of traded value. Then equity futures made is 1.73 per side per lakh of traded value. Per side means buying and selling both the sides, right, of the transaction. So, buying as well as selling. Then equity options mein, it is 35.03 per side per lakh of premium value. This is as per NSE norms. Next is as per the BSE norms. So, BSE has revised the charges as well. So, in the Sensex and Bankex options, transaction fee of rupees 3,250 per crore of premium turnover value. Then you have stock options in Sensex 50 options mein, transaction fee of rupees 500 per crore of premium turnover value. And then index futures and stock futures mein, it remains nil at BSE. You don't have to remember these charges. You don't have to remember these charges as it is, but you just have to remember what change has been done. So these transaction values have been revised by NSE and BSE respectively. Now, why this has been done? This has been done because if you see the previous current affairs news we have been following, the SEBI wants to make uniform rates applicable and do away with any kind of discrepancy and confusion over there, right? So earlier what used to be the case is, like this is 2.97 per side, that is buying and selling both. So earlier it was a range, say 2.97 to 3 point something, right? It was a range. But then giving a range created inequalities, right? So they want to have uniform, equitable trading platforms for everyone. This is the reason behind this news. Understood, everyone? Right? So just remember this. You need not remember the exact values, all the values, but just remember that they have changed these charges. If you can, then you can of course remember. So next news we have in this category is credit card spending. It has further slowed down. You should remember this trend going on, that the credit card spending is slowing down, right? It is reducing. Why? If you remember the previous CA, do you remember that? Anyone? We have discussed that the number of credit cards being added have been increased, but then if you see the transaction done by using the credit cards is on a continuous decline. Why this decline? Because this unsecured lending segment is being, rigorously monitored by RBI. This is the reason. So remember, this data shows that credit card spending, it has further slowed down to 16.6% in current financial year, according to a data compiled by Macquarie Research. Okay, so this institute has compiled the data. What is the reason? As I told you, RBI has tightened the unsecured lending norms because of rising delinquencies and increased stress in the portfolio. So delinquencies, you see, if you remember the financial stability report, we have discussed this thing, that particularly in the retail segment, can anyone tell me the amount we have discussed? These smaller loans and the retail loans, they are under scrutiny of RBI because delinquency levels in those retail loans and particularly smaller amounts is rising. So that is the reason that credit card spending is slowing down in the economy. So this is the figure. Just remember, it has slowed down to 16.6%. Next, so this was in the first category. I hope all of this is clear. Next, in the banking news section, first news which we have is Axis Bank has unveiled corporate credit card suite. So corporate credit cards, they have been designed specially for startups within the new economy group. Startups के लिए particularly they have designed these corporate credit card suite. So remember this, particularly for facilitating a business environment and facilitating the transactions and startup ecosystem, this has been done. It is designed to streamline various financial processes for startups, as I told you, including travel, expenses, vendor payments, all can be done via using these corporate credit cards. So remember, it offers a wide range of financial services or processes along with this, right? And the suite consists of two distinct cards. So two cards are there, which the Axis Bank has offered. It has two cards under it. First is Executive Corporate Credit Card, the executive one, and the second is the Purchase Reward Credit Card. So this Executive Corporate Credit Card is catering to the needs of the founders, the executives, founders of these startups and all. And the Purchase Reward Credit Card is focused on expense management, as the name only suggests. The purchase reward will be catering to the expenses management. You will get a lot of rewards on several purchases via various platforms. This is the thing. So remember who has launched it recently? Axis Bank. It has two parts. Okay. Now moving on to the national and state news. In the national news, first news we have is NLC India. NLC India is aiming to achieve the annual capacity of mining 1 million ton of critical minerals by 2029-30. So NLC India is basically the Neyveli Lignite Corporation. Neyveli, if you have read, is a very famous mineral site located in Tamil Nadu, right? Neyveli, and also an important contributor to the windmill production, Nellore belt, if you remember. So Neyveli is particularly rich in minerals. The surrounding areas, the Nellore belt, all these are very rich contributor to the sustainable energy production. So Neyveli Lignite Corporation for a long time has been working towards mineral exploration. Now the new target is that they want to achieve annual capacity of mining 1 million ton of critical minerals by 2029-30. If you have been following the current affairs for quite a good period of time, you must be knowing that critical minerals are constantly in news, right? So critical minerals, they hold significance because they are the minerals which can be used for power generation. So renewable power energy, renewable power generation and production ke liye they will be used. And they hold really a lot of significance for the economies. That's why everyone is running behind critical minerals, right? And we have a critical mineral mission dedicated to it. Can anyone name a few of the critical minerals? Yes? Anyone? Like you have the nickel, lithium, cobalt, etc., right? In the series, there's a big range of critical minerals which you have. So about the critical mineral mission, which was proposed in 24-25 budget, it is set up for domestic production, recycling of such minerals and overseas acquisition. So remember, critical mineral mission is important. It has three dimensions: domestic production. We have to enhance the domestic production of the critical minerals plus we have to recycle the existing one up to the level possible, and then overseas acquisition, also acquiring those minerals which are not available in the mainland India from the overseas mineral sites, right? So 3 dimensions are there. It is a combination of domestic production as well as overseas acquisition. Remember this. It aims to secure India's critical mineral supply chain by ensuring their availability from domestic as well as foreign sources. Remember this. And about NLC India, you can just read about this. It is into mining operations since 1967 and the present chairman is M. Prasanna Kumar. So this was about the critical minerals. The next news we have is Tourism Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat has announced that India will provide 1 lakh free visas, 1 lakh free visas in a bid to draw foreign tourists. India is going to provide 1 lakh free visas because we want to attract more of the tourists. So this signifies the importance of the growing tourism industry as well as its contribution to the economy. That's why these kind of steps are being taken by the respective ministries. Other initiatives in tourism sector, if you see, one such is there in which government is having a plan to appoint local residents as tourism ambassadors, okay, at 50 tourist destinations. This is something we have discussed in the previous CA classes, also known as Paryatan Mitra and Paryatan Didi. Paryatan Mitra and Paryatan Didi initiative. We have discussed this thing in previous classes, right? Paryatan Mitra and Paryatan Didi. So local residents guiding as tourist guides or tourist ambassadors, not guides, particularly ambassadors at 50 destinations. So as to make India's tourism destinations attractive and also all-round and tourist-friendly centers. So this was the news. Next, what we have is Honorable President Draupadi Murmu has allocated responsibilities. So new responsibilities have been allocated by the Honorable President to 3 ministries and the National Security Council Secretariat. To 3 ministries plus National Security Council Secretariat, right? So let's see, what is the aim of doing this thing? Further to streamline cyber security. So this news becomes important because it is in line with the strengthening the cyber security response from India, right? So allocation of the task, if you see, first one is Department of Telecommunication has been allocated with matters relating to security of telecom networks, preventing telecom networks from the threat of cyber attacks, any form of cyber attacks. Second, Electronics and Information Ministry, MeitY, has been provided with the responsibility of matters relating to cyber security as assigned in the Information Technology Act, and also support to other ministries and departments on cyber security will be extended by MeitY regarding cyber security threat protection, right? And then next one is Internal Security Department of Home Ministry will be dealing with matters related to cyber crime as well. Okay, and then the National Security Council Secretariat is provided with overall coordination and strategic direction of cyber security. So overall coordination, strategic planning and implementation will be done by this National Security Council Secretariat. Also, some extra points written over here, you can see 7 joint cyber coordination teams. 7 joint cyber coordination teams. How many? 7 have been constituted under I4C initiative covering the whole country based upon cybercrime hotspots. Also areas having multi-jurisdictional issues. These committees will be serving the purpose of ensuring cyber security in areas which are hotspots of cybercrime or areas which are often seen with, witnessing disputes, jurisdictional disputes. So they will be enforcing these security norms over there. The overall aim, if you see, is to enhance the coordination framework among the states, UTs, etc. These 7 regions identified for this joint cyber coordination teams, where a lot of stakeholders will be working jointly to enforce cybersecurity. Remember which 7 regions are these, because cybersecurity is something which every examination is targeting at. If you have seen the recent UPSC mains paper as well, so social media, cybersecurity, all these questions, they are quite common in the essay and all, right? So cybersecurity, 7 regions are Mewat, then you have Jamtada. Jamtada is a series as well, if you have seen. It has clearly highlighted how all these operations they are done, right? So Jamtada mein there is a group of people operating and they are misleading people on the calls, acting as the bank employees, asking them for OTPs and then proceeding with the fraudulent transactions. So Jamtada is there, Mewat, Jamtada, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Chandigarh, Visakhapatnam and Guwahati. These are the 7 regions. Please remember them. These are the 7 regions. Okay. These are the 7 regions. Is this clear? Any doubts over here? I hope this news is clear to all of you. This is important, so please remember. Also remember the 7 regions. They can ask you which one is not the region recently highlighted in the cybersecurity initiative taken up by the president. Also, this I4C is nothing but the cyber coordination centers only. They coordinate between the UTs and states for cybersecurity enforcement. Next news in the national news category, 20th Divya Kala Mela has been inaugurated at Pune. So remember the location and the addition. 20th Divya Kala Mela, location Pune, Maharashtra, has been organized by Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities. Now, it is since being organized by the Department of Empowerment of the Divyangjan, you know that what will be the aim, right? So under Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, it is basically to provide them financial support, offering them opportunity to expand their businesses via these kind of initiatives. Also, the National Divyangjan Finance and Development Corporation, under its various schemes, has sanctioned loans worth rupees 2 crores to these people. Almost 2 crores to these people, so that they can also get equal opportunities and funding to expand into the business arena. All right, so remember 20th Divya Kala Mela, Pune, Maharashtra. Next news which we have is Rajasthan's Atomic Power Projects Unit 7. So there are a lot of atomic power projects going on in Rajasthan, you already know that. And recently, if you remember the CA, we have discussed one atomic power project which has reached criticality. It is in Gujarat. You remember that Kakrapar, right? It has also reached criticality. Now next in the series is this one. So the project Unit 7, it has reached a milestone known as criticality. It is a 700 megawatt pressurized heavy water reactor. So what is criticality? What does this news mean? Why is this an achievement or a milestone? You all know I have explained you this thing in the earlier classes. Criticality in this matter, in this sense, means what? Criticality. Criticality basically in nuclear fission, it is associated with nuclear fission. So when we are talking about the atomic power generation, you all know that the process involved is nuclear fission. Right? Nuclear fission. So criticality means that the unit has been able to reach at such level where sustained nuclear sufficient as well as sustained nuclear fissions will be there. That means the neutrons produced over here, the amount of neutrons generated out of this fission, they will be sufficient enough to further generate the another chain of reaction, and this will be sustained. So if it is sustained, then you only will be able to generate power out of it. This is what is meant by criticality. I hope this is clear, everyone. Yes or no? Right? So this is criticality. The neutrons generated will be able to generate sustained power. So sustained nuclear fission will be there. This is criticality. It has reached criticality. Now, if you see, it is the third in a series of 16 reactors being built in India, showing the country's growing skill in nuclear power. So 16 almost nuclear reactors are being generated in India for nuclear power, which is the future, right? Also, it follows, as I told you, the successful milestone reached by your Kakrapar Atomic Power Station 3 and 4 in Gujarat. It also reached the criticality. We have discussed that thing also in the news. Of course, these projects are owned and run by the NPCIL. Okay, and please remember this data. It is already been discussed. So NPCIL currently, if you see, operates 24 reactors across 7 power plants. 24 reactors across 7 power plants. Clear? Now, since this thing is in news, so your static also becomes important. You should remember the operational nuclear power plants in India, which are presently operational. All the operational nuclear power plants. This is something also given in your NCRTs. So Rajasthan's Atomic Power Station, right? The Rawat Bhata, you must have heard that. And then Narora Atomic Power Station from UP. Then from Gujarat, you have Kakrapar Atomic Station. From Maharashtra, you have Tarapur. Maharashtra se you have Tarapur. Karnataka se you have Kaiga Generating Station. Then Tamil Nadu se you have 2 power plants in operation. Madras Atomic Power Station, as well as Kudankulam Nuclear Power Plant. So these are the operational nuclear power plants in India. Please remember them. Next set of news is, so again related to Ayushman Bharat health accounts, you know, that over 67 crores of Ayushman Bharat health accounts have been created in past 3 years under the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, which is a healthcare mission, you all know. It has recently completed its 3-year anniversary on 27th September 2024. So that's why this becomes important. So remember, it has completed 3-year anniversary. Under this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, which aims to provide healthcare services to the maximum population, taking the advantage of digital solutions, right? Under this mission, more than 42 crore health records have been linked to Aadhaar. And over 1.3 lakh facilities are ABDM enabled, including 17,000 facilities. ABDM is nothing but your Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission and the Ayushman Bharat health accounts. So this is important, Aadhaar and ABDM. So remember, under this digital mission, 42 health records have been linked to your Ayushman Bharat health account, and over 1.3 lakh facilities are ABDM linked or digital mission linked. Such facilities will be extended to the beneficiaries, and it is a great initiative, you all know that. Now, let's discuss a few features about the ABDM. So it was launched, the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission was launched in 2021 under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It is also aligned with the objective of National Health Policy. Remember, it is also aligned with the overall objective of National Health Policy. And the implementing agency of this is the National Health Authority. The implementing agency is National Health Authority. So next news which we have is closing ceremony of 7th Rashtriya Poshan Mah 2024 will be held on or was held on 30th September at Shaurya Sabhagar, Ranchi, Jharkhand. So remember, closing ceremony of 7th Rashtriya Poshan Mah was held where and when? So 30th September, location is important, Shaurya Sabhagar, Ranchi, Jharkhand. Of course, it was graced by Annapurna Devi, the Union Minister for Women and Child Development. The 7th Rashtriya Poshan Mah, if you see, is being organized from 1st to 30th September. It was organized from 1st to 30th September. What was the focus? As the name only suggests, Poshan Mah. What is Poshan? Poshan is basically nutrition. Nutrition. So this encompasses conditions like anemia, growth monitoring, complementary feeding, Poshan bhi, Padhai bhi, along with technology for better governance, so as to ensure proper nutrition. All right. Now, there's an important note over here that the opening ceremony of the 7th Rashtriya Poshan Mah was held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Opening ceremony was held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, but then the closing ceremony was held at the state of Jharkhand, so Ranchi in Jharkhand. Remember both the locations, opening ceremony Gandhinagar, Gujarat, and the closing ceremony Shaurya Sabhagar, Ranchi, Jharkhand. This is for the nutrition awareness and programs. Next, which we have in the series is 57th Executive Committee meeting of the National Mission for Clean Ganga, chaired by the DG of NMCG, the National Mission for Clean Ganga, Rajiv Kumar Mittal, has approved projects amounting to 1062 crores. So these amount of projects have been approved under the overall mission of Clean Ganga, right? Project locations for Clean Ganga, remember these project locations. Under the Clean Ganga program, project locations will be Katihar, Bihar, Aligarh, UP, Sopal, Bihar, then Rishikesh, Uttarakhand, Srinagar, and Devprayag, Uttarakhand. So these will be the project locations under Clean Ganga where these new projects of the 57th Executive Committee has approved. So if you see a bit about these projects, first category is information, education and communication. Information, education and communication, worth rupees 30 crore. Of course, as the name suggests, will be working towards cleanliness drive, campaigns, awareness. So first set is this, will work towards enhancing the cleanliness of the river and the surrounding areas, right? And also enhancing the awareness of the people during the Mahakumbh 2025. Then committee has approved 3 key components of the smart laboratory for clean river. Also, smart laboratory for clean river project has been there, operated by NMCG in collaboration with IIT BHU, Denmark, for the conservation of small rivers. So it is also 3 components have also been approved under this. Just remember this, this is important. So this is smart laboratory for clean rivers. How to conserve these small rivers is again an important initiative under NMCG, National Mission for Clean Ganga. Remember, it is in collaboration with IIT BHU plus which country? Denmark. Remember the name of the country, everyone. Remember the name of the country. So it is in collaboration with IIT BHU in Denmark. Also, apart from these initiatives, approval has also been given to the freshwater turtle and the Ghadial conservation breeding program at the Kukrel Ghadial Rehabilitation Center in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. So, you know, turtle and Ghadial population, they are also to be conserved. There are issues which are there in posing a threat to their existence. The freshwater turtles, you must have heard about the olive ridley turtles, right? They are also facing a threat of existence. So all these initiatives are there to protect freshwater turtle, the ghadials. Okay, and remember, there is this rehabilitation center for ghadial, the Kukrel Ghadial Rehabilitation Center. Kukrel Ghadial Rehabilitation Center. Where is it located? Lucknow, UP. Okay, this was about the national news. I hope all of them are clear. Now, next category is the state news. Let's see what do we have in the state news. So, in the state news, first you have is Prime Minister has inaugurated and led the foundation stone of various projects of rupees 11,200 crores almost in Maharashtra via a video conference. Now, what are these projects? So, first is Pune Metro section from District Court to Swargate, right? So Pune Metro Station, Pune Metro section, one of the important sections in the metro operation. Then founding stone of Swargate and Katraj extension of the Pune Metro phase 1. Then you have Bitkin industrial area of almost 7,855 acres under the National Industrial Corridor Development Program, which is a part of Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor and Solapur Airport. So all these have been laid down recently by Prime Minister. Remember them: Pune Metro section, Swargate Katraj extension of the Pune Metro phase 1, Bidkin Industrial Area. Bidkin Industrial Area, remember they can ask you the location. So Bidkin Industrial Area, which is also a part of the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor and Solapur Airport. Next, let's see. So, Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, V.K. Saxena, has initiated Dust-Free Delhi Drive. Now, you know that winters are to come, winters are on their way, and in winters, you have seen that Delhi government imposing a ban on the construction activities, because in winters, you have a lot of smog. So, these dirt particles as well as smoke, they contribute, fog and smoke, they contribute to the condition we call it smog, in which a lot of people, they face difficulties via breathing, and asthmatic people, they also have difficulties. So it is actually dangerous for your lungs health. That's why you see dust-free drive has been initiated by LG of Delhi over next 10 days to combat air pollution in the national capital. Now this is being organized in collaboration with MCD, PWD, NDMC, then your irrigation and flood control department, as well as Delhi Jal Board. So remember this. Next in the state news categories, UP government has empowered around 7,634 women in agriculture till now under Krishi Sakhi scheme. So remember, this scheme in news belongs to which state? Krishi Sakhi schemes belongs to the state of UP. It is a scheme which has been there empowering the women, particularly engaged in the agricultural activities, empowering them for self-reliant work, making them self-reliant, also linking them to agricultural activities, right? So this is there. Now, Krishi Sakhis, they are being chosen from self-help groups. Self-help groups, you all know, they are created and the money is pooled among the members. Whenever there is a person of the group requires a loan, is extended to that person. Self-help groups have actually transformed the rural arena. They have been major contributors into rural development and particularly women empowerment, making the women self-reliant. So these self-help groups, among these self-help groups, these Krishi Sakhis, they are chosen by the government, okay, under the Uttar Pradesh Rural Livelihood Mission. And then through the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, if you see, these women are being trained as para-professionals. Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana also is very important scheme of the government, which also aims to empower these sections of the society. And Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana ke tahat, they are being trained as para-professionals. So this is a step towards women empowerment. Then if you see the Bijnor districts, it has, Bijnor district leads with the highest number of trained women at 670. Please remember this. Which district is at the top in terms of the highest number of such trained women under the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana? It is the Bijnor district. Specific selection criteria they have been established, like including an age range of 21 to 45 years and demonstrated interest and experience in agricultural work. This is the criteria on the basis of which they are doing these selections. Why specifically they have chosen the age group of 21 to 45 years? Reason is that you all know India is presently having the maximum working age population or the youth population. And among them, women participation has to increase, right? Women population is also rising. So women participation in the workforce has to increase. So this is to cater to the growing numbers of women in the working age group, provide them with apt employment opportunities so that you can make them financially empowered. And then they will also be contributing to the overall economic development. So this was about the thing. And remember Krishi Sakhi schemes from UP, and remember Bijnor district leads in the number of trained women. And who is giving these trainings? So this training is being provided by National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management. Okay, National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management is giving this training. These kind of information like this, state specific, like your Krishi Sakhi and all, might be useful for UPPCS and all these state level examinations, right? Apart from the banking one which we are targeting. Let's see the next set of news. So we have Telangana government launching Telangana Darshini, a scheme to provide students with the immense learning experience outside the classroom. So outside the class experience they want to provide to these students. Now the program is under the Youth Advancement, Tourism and Culture Department, has been designed to take all the school and college students on educational tours. So this will include taking them on educational tours so that they can learn out of the classrooms primarily. This is the objective, okay, across the entire state. And there are categories designed under it, first, second, third, depending upon the class. You can just go through the categories. First category, class 2 to 4, second category, 5 to 8, third category, 9 to intermediate, fourth category, degree courses, right? Target for the year is at least 1 lakh such a student should become a part of this, and a lot of budget is there for this purpose. Now let's see, this was about the state news. In the MOUs, mergers or acquisition, we don't have too much today. You only have one news, which is Arunachal Pradesh government signing an MOU with Delhi's Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences. Remember. So Arunachal and Delhi's institute have signed this MOU. What is the reason? Extending cashless treatment. up to rupees 5 lakh to the beneficiaries of the state's Chief Minister Arogya Arunachal Yojana. So like you have central level schemes, so these state level schemes, they want all the beneficiaries to get benefit out of the cashless medical treatments will be provided by this institute after the MOU for all the chief ministers, Arunachal Pradesh's Chief Minister Arogya Arunachal Yojana. So 5 lakh rupees, up to 5 lakh rupees cashless treatment will be there. Then in the science and tech and defense category, next news which we have is Earth will temporarily capture a small asteroid. So it is expected, according to specialists, that according to scientists and the space observers and all, that Earth is going to capture a small asteroid known as 2024 PT5 in its gravitational field. It is going to become a part of the gravitational field of Earth. So it is going to be there. Remember the name 2024 PT5, this name is there. And the asteroid, it comes from the Arjuna asteroid belt. It comes from the Arjuna asteroid belt. Arjuna asteroid belt is a quite famous asteroid belt. Has asteroids which have material similar to that of the Earth, right? So these are the rocks, they have orbits similar. Okay, not the material, sorry, not the material, having orbits similar to that of the Earth's. Whatever Earth's orbits are there, so they have orbits similar to the Earth's orbits, not the material. Just remember this, it is a part of the Arjuna asteroid belt and the name is 2024 PT5. And it is said that it will become a temporary mini moon from September 29 to November 25. It is going to be a mini moon. Also, if you see the series, so it is Earth's fifth detected such mini moon, fifth detected mini moon, also known as a near Earth object. The first one done in the series was 1991 VG, spotted in 91. So the first was 1991 VG. This is 2024 PT5. So you can remember the names. They are given as per the year in which they are spotted. Now, this is not to be visible with the naked eyes. You will require a telescope for that. Okay. So only professionals will be able to capture that picture. So just remember this, and it is a part of the Arjuna asteroid belt. Please remember. And fifth in the series of mini moons or the near Earth objects we have witnessed so far. Right? Now in the defense section, you have 7,000 kilometer long Vayu Veer Vijayata car rally has been organized. So Vayu Veer Vijayata car rally from Thois in Ladakh to Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, organized to mark 92nd anniversary of Indian Air Force on October 8. Okay, so just remember this Vayu Veer Vijayata car rally has been there. Now, this was organized to mark the 92nd anniversary of Indian Air Force. And it has been provided with a warm send-off by the Defense Minister from the National War Memorial, New Delhi. It will culminate at Tawang on the 29th October, remember. It is going to culminate and to end at Tawang on 29th October. And also remember this location to is mentioned here, which is in Ladakh. This location is one of the world's highest altitude Air Force station. So remember please, one of the highest in the world level, one of the highest altitude Air Force stations situated at 3068 meter above the sea level. Now next category which we have is indices and rankings. So, and reports. First one is the reports one. So, is the report. So, according to the recent study by Andrew Shattuck and an international research team published in the Lancet and shared by our World Data, over the last 50 years, infant mortality rates, they have drastically fallen worldwide. This is a good news. So IMR, basically infant mortality rate. Now anything related to IMR becomes important for all the upcoming examinations. So please remember this news. You have seen IMR, MMR data being asked in several previous examinations which were held. So please remember, this was a recent study by Andrew Shattuck and an international research team which was published in the Lancet, and it was shared by our World in Data. Over the past 50 years, the infant mortality rate has fallen down. Not only has fallen down, but has fallen down drastically. So it is good, provided the healthcare conditions, provided the healthcare to the mother, to the children, right? These are the results. So what is IMR? Basically infant mortality rate. It captures the number of deaths in the infants. So basically less than 1 year in the infants per 1,000 live births. Okay, so number of deaths of an infant per 1,000 live births. Infant deaths per 1,000 live births. So it has reduced. That is a good sign. That highlights the medical advancement and that the people are being able to afford these services. Also vaccination programs, of course, as I told you, medical advancement. Global level, if you see, the vaccination programs, they have expanded a lot. So this is one of the results. And if you see, just you can remember this data, the vaccines have been the important contributors and they have reduced the infant mortality rate by 40%. So vaccines have been important contributors and they have reduced the IMR by 40%. Then in the awards category, you have the award ceremony of International Indian Film Academy. Where was it held? Remember, Abu Dhabi. International Indian Film Academy Awards held in Abu Dhabi. So this is the list of winners. Best Picture award given to the movie Animal. You must have watched that, right? So many of you might be interested in watching Animal. Ranbir Kapoor starrer. So Animal has been there. Director is Sandeep Reddy Vanga. Best Director Vidhu Vinod Chopra for 12th Fail. So Best Director Award has been given to Vidhu Vinod Chopra for the movie 12th Fail. It also got very famous, particularly in the UPSC hubs of ORN and Mukherjee. So performance in the leading role, female, given to Rani Mukherjee for Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway. This is also a good movie. It highlights what happens in these countries. Their healthcare system is quite different and how the mother struggles to get her child back, right? So this is the movie. Then you have performance in leading role male, Shah Rukh Khan for Jawan. Then have performance in supporting role female, Shabana Azmi for Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Kahani. Then you have performance in supporting role male, Anil Kapoor for Animal. And outstanding contribution to Indian cinema has been given to Jayanti Lal Gada, Hema Malini. Okay. And achievement on completing 25 years in cinema has been provided to Karan Johar. So this is the winning list. Remember the location, they were held in Abu Dhabi. Next, what we have is Ministry of Tourism has announced winners of the Best Tourism Villages Competition 2024. So Best Tourism Villages competition was held. The winners list is out on the occasion of the World Tourism Day, that is 27 September. So remember, this is important, 27 September, World Tourism Day. On that day, the winner list has been announced. Of course, to promote tourism and tourism, particularly in villages. Now, this is going to transform village economy, help village economy grow, provide them with alternate sources of funding apart from the agriculture and related activities, right? So, also before moving on to the winning list, just see this note that the Best Tourism Village Competition, this is the competition which we are talking about. It was introduced in 2023 to identify and recognize villages which preserve and promote cultural and natural assets through community-based values and commitment to sustainability in all aspects. So basically, community engagement in villages for cultural and natural preservations of the assets, village assets, community assets is there. On this basis, the best villages under the competition have been identified. So 36 villages were recognized as winners across 8 categories. 36 villages, remember. How many? 36. 36 villages under 8 categories for Best Tourism Village Competition. Now these 8 categories are, so please remember all of these. You need not remember all the names of the 36 villages, not at all, but just remember what all 8 categories are there. So you have adventure tourism, then you have agri-tourism, community-based tourism, then you have craft, then heritage, responsible tourism, spiritual and wellness associated tourism, and vibrant villages. These are the broad 8 categories. Please remember the names of all of them. They can ask you which among the following is not among the 8 categories recently announced under the Best Tourism Village competition. So this is the news. Next, let's see. Next you have is 2024 Shastra Ramanujan Prize. So Alexander Dunn, which is from Georgia Institute of Technology, US based, has been awarded the prestigious 2024 Shastra Ramanujan Prize. This prize is provided for contribution in field of mathematics. You know this famous name, right? Mathematics. And so this has been provided to Alexander Dunn from Georgia University of Technology, US. Remember. It was presented at it will be presented at International Conference on Number Theory, which will take place from 20 to 22nd December 2024 at Shastra University in Kumbakonam, South India. So this Ramanujan Prize will be given to the person Alexander Dunn in the International Conference on Number Theory. So one more question comes out of it, that where is this International Conference on Number Theory going to be organized? It is going to be organized in India only, South India, right? Now about this prize, it was instituted by Shanmuga Arts, Science, Technology and Research Academy, SASTRA. So this is what SASTRA stands for. They can also ask you the extension of this, so please remember Shanmuga Arts, Science and Technology and Research Academy, SASTRA. Now instituted in 2005, it is given by, of course, Shastra University, Tamil Nadu. Award money is $10,000 and eligibility, of course, exemplary contributions towards the field of mathematics, because you know who was Ramanujan, right? And his contribution towards mathematics. So please remember all of this. This becomes important. Now next category we have is the books category. In the books we only have one such name. So Chief Minister, your Pushkar Singh Dhami from Uttarakhand has released the book खाकी में स्थित प्राज्ञ, खाकी में स्थित प्राज्ञ. It is written by former Director General of Police of Uttarakhand, Anil Raturi. So remember, has been written by former DG of Police in the state of Uttarakhand. This book is there. The next category we have is of the sports. So in the sports, first thing, Indian shooters. Now this is important. So Indian shooters, they have won team gold. So they have won gold in teams in men's and women's 10-meter, men's and women's both category, 10-meter air pistol events at the ongoing Junior World Championship, Peru. So the Junior World Championship held in Peru, they have won gold. So under men's 10-meter air pistol, you have the men's trio of Umesh Chaudhary, Pradyuman Singh and Mukesh Nelavali. Then under women 10-meter air pistol, the trio of Kanishka Dagar, Lakshita and Anjali Chaudhary. Both these teams, set of trios under their respective categories have won gold, and this is important now. Next is Indian athlete Purva Sawant has won women's triple jump title. So Purva Sawant has won women's triple jump title with a jump of 13.25 meters, and also new meet record at Indian Open under 23 athletics meet, which was held at Patliputra Sports Complex. So remember this name, Purva Sawant, women's triple jump title has been won with a jump of 13.25 meters. Then next you have is India's Gulveer Singh. Gulveer Singh has set a new record. So this is again important. Has set a new national record to winning the men's 5,000 meter gold at the Denka Big Swan Stadium Yogibo Athletics Challenge Cup of World Athletics Continental Tour at Niigata, Japan. So remember where it was held? The World Athletics Continental Tour. It was held at Niigata, Japan, and India's Gulveer Singh has set a new national record, winning gold under 5,000 meter of men's category. Then BCCI has introduced a match fees of 7.5 lakh per game for the players who are participating in the IPL. So all the players participating in the IPL, per player, there's a match fee of 7.5 lakh. And also, while a cricketer playing all league matches in a session will give rupees 1.05 crores in addition to his contractual or contracted amount. And each franchisee will allocate 12.6 crores as match fees for the season. All of these franchisees which you have, they will be allocating this much of amount for the season. So remember, there will be this fees now for all the players, and remember that the cricketers playing all league matches in the season will give this much in addition to the contracted amount. Then next which we have is, so first Ladakh Police Taekwondo tournament organized by District Police Kargil under the Civic Action Program in collaboration with Ladakh Taekwondo Association has concluded at Badminton Hall in Baru, Kargil. So it has concluded at Badminton Hall in Baru, Kargil. This is one of the Sports Authority of India's center. Kargil lifted the overall winners trophy by securing the highest number of medals. Okay, so the Sai Center Kargil has lifted the overall winners trophy. Sai is the Sports Authority of India, you all know. Kargil has lifted this trophy. Now next category you have, now this is a famous boat race, you all know, the 70th Nehru Trophy boat race. It is also known as the Vallamkali boat race, if you remember, right? It is also known as the Vallamkali boat race, famous boat race from the Kerala's backwaters. Now this is the 70th one. So 70th Nehru Trophy boat race will be held at the tranquil Punnamada Lake in Alappuzha, Kerala. So remember this. It is a very famous boat race organized and attracts a lot of tourists as well in Kerala's backwaters. Okay. So 70th edition will be there. Now, next in these sports, your Sunil Chhetri from Bengaluru. Sunil Chhetri from Bengaluru Football Club has scored against Mohan Bagan Super Giant in the Indian Super League to become the all-time highest goal scorer in the history of the ISL or the Indian Super League. Now, this is really important. Sunil Chhetri has become the highest goal scorer in the history of Indian Super League. Okay, so if you see the top highest goal scorers, Sunil Chhetri from Bengaluru team, 64 goals. 64 goals, remember. Then you have Bartolome from Nigeria, 63 goals, very close competitor. Then you have Roy Krishna from Fiji, 55 goals, and you have Ferran Corominas from Spain, 48, and then you have Lilian Zuel from India, again 40 goals. So just remember at least the first or the person who has created the history, Sunil Chhetri. Then you have the appointments in conferences and committees. So in the appointments you have Udayanidhi Stellan, son of CM M.K. Stalin, has been appointed as Deputy CM of Tamil Nadu. So remember, Udayanidhi Stellan appointed as Deputy CM of Tamil Nadu. Then you have Indian Newspaper Society elected M.V. Shreyams Kumar of Matrabhumi as its president for 24-25. So the person will be replacing Rakesh Sharma of Aaj Samaj, and Vivek Gupta of Sanmarg was elected as the deputy president. Karan Rajendra Darda of Lokmat, the vice president. So these are the Indian Newspaper Society's appointments. Remember, M.V. Shreyams Kumar of Matrabhumi is the president for 2024-25 of Indian Newspaper Society. Then you have Sumant Katpalia has been reappointed as the MD and the CEO of IndusInd Bank. So remember, Sumant Katpalia reappointed as Managing Director and CEO of IndusInd Bank, will be there up to 2028. So quite a long period of time to go still. Then you have in the conferences section, 7th edition of Global Aerospace Summit held in Abu Dhabi. 7th edition, remember which edition? 7th. Remember which edition is this? 7th edition of Global Aerospace Summit. Where is it held? Location is Abu Dhabi from 25-26. Of course, to bring leaders from industry, government officials, academia, researchers, developers from space, aerospace, defense sectors to engage them into more innovative solutions. Next, in the committee section, you have GST Council setting up 10-member committee, group of members on the taxation of luxury sin and demerit goods. So GST Council has set up a 10-member committee to decide on the GST rates for your luxury items, sin items and demerit goods, right? Once the compensation cess ends in March 2026. Now, it will be headed by, remember, it will be headed by Minister of State for Finance, Pankaj Chaudhary. So, please remember, it will be headed by Pankaj Chaudhary. Then, group of ministers will include members from Assam, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Karnataka, MP, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, UP and West Bengal. It is going to submit a report by 31st December, and let's see what does the report recommends then. That will be there in the news. Currently, if you see, the GST is a 4-tier tax structure with a tax slab of 5, 12, 18 and 28%. So these are the tax slabs which you have presently: 5, 12, 18 and 28%, remember. However, also remember, as per the GST law, tax up to 40% can be imposed on goods and services. But then 40% is quite higher. Also remember one thing which I want you to try and understand: not mugging up these data is sufficient to make you aware regarding taxation system. What happens is that in a country like India, increasing direct taxation is at least possible, but then, you know, increasing revenue generated from the indirect taxes like GST is quite challenging. Why? Because you have common man struggling for the out-of-pocket expenses. Are you getting my point? Right? Now, what happens when say GST is imposed on certain item, that becomes costlier. So finally, the brunt of the indirect taxation has to be borne by the customer or the end consumer, right? Now, increasing indirect taxes in countries like India, where affordability and poverty like issues are still there, which we are trying to grapple with, so becomes challenging. Having a 40% tax slab can be disastrous, right? But then see what happens, and this is the thing. Also, to all the IRDAI students for the upcoming examination, remember, one such committee has also been constituted by the GST Council. 54th meeting was held. So ministry, this council has constituted, not ministry, committee, which is going to give recommendation for the GST rate on the insurance premium. So remember this as well. I have given you this thing in the content, ESI content, which I have provided, right? So this is the thing. Last, we have the obituaries and important days in person. So celebrated English poet and former IPS officer K.K. N. Daruwala, very famous poet, you all know this name, has died. And his first book of poetry, remember the name, was Under Orion, published in 1970. Also has won the Sahitya Akademi Awards. Important days mein you have Indian Army celebrated 198th Gunners Day on 28th September. Remember, Gunners Day on 28th September, celebrated by 198th Gunners Day by Indian Army. When the first Indian artillery unit you all know. So these are the units in army, the infantry, the artillery. So artillery holds these guns and all, operates the rifles and all, right? So artillery unit, namely 5 Bombay Mountain Battery, was constituted on this day in 1827. Next is your Ayush Minister Pratap Rao Jadhav has announced the theme of 9th Ayurveda Day as Ayurveda Innovation for Global Health. Now this is important, I am telling you, very, very important. Mark this, remember the date, remember the theme. So 29th October, which is going to be there, 29th October is celebrated as Ayurveda. So in 2024, it will be celebrated on 29th October. Now, why 29th October? Because this Ayurveda Day is observed every year on the occasion, auspicious occasion of Dhanvantri Jayanti, or the Dhanteras as we call it. Okay, Dhanteras as we call it. You all know Dhanteras is a very auspicious day when you purchase precious things, and it is assumed according to mythology that it brings prosperity, right? So on that day, Ayurveda Day is celebrated. And remember what will be the theme? The theme will be, please remember the theme, Ayurveda innovation. Ayurveda innovation for global health. And since 2016, it is being celebrated annually. Also, why the Dhanteras only has been celebrated or has been selected for celebrating the Ayurveda Day? You must know this, that Dhanvantri, so this name Dhanvantri has been famous physician, Ayurveda physician from India, right? You all know this name, Dhanvantri, known for Ayurveda. In mythology, it is said that in Hinduism, Dhanvantri was the physician of the Devas, right? The Devas. That's why. So it holds mythological and auspicious significance. Dhanvantri was considered, according to Hindu mythology, as the physician of the Devas. That's why this is the thing. Since 16, we are celebrating this day annually, remember. Since 2016, this Ayurveda Day is being celebrated. So this year, Dhanvantri Jayanti will be there on 29th October. Now, next you have World Heart Day, observed on September 29 every year, to raise the awareness about heart-related diseases and preventive measures. Now, what will be the theme? From 24 to 26, it will be the theme. Remember, the campaign will be around use heart for action. Use heart for action. Please remember this theme. Since 24 to 26, it will be there. Use heart for action. Then you have World Rabies Day on 28 September to have awareness campaigns about the prevention and fight against this zoonotic disease and the achievements which are there. So the theme for 2024 on World Rabies Day, 28 September, breaking rabies boundaries. Breaking rabies boundaries. Then you have International Day for Universal Access to Information, observed on 28 September as well, under the theme of artificial intelligence, e-governance and access to information. This is to celebrate the idea of effective governance via the use of artificial intelligence and digital solutions. So remember, International Day for Universal Access to Information, theme artificial intelligence, e-governance and access to information. Then you have persons in news, last thing. So noted economist, you must have heard this name, Bibek Debroy, has resigned as Chancellor of the Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. He has also served as Chairman of Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, has also been important contributors to the Niti Aayog, has been one of the members of Niti Aayog, if I'm correct, right? So Bibek Debroy, famous economist from India, you all know, and this person has been in news because of resignation from Chancellor of Gokhale Institute, has also been there as Chairman of Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. So this was the news we have discussed. I hope this session was useful for all of you, and I have tried explaining all the things which are there. I hope you have got all of them. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'm going to end this session here and I'll see you in the next class. Do you have any doubts, anyone? Yes? No? Anyone? No doubts? All right then, thank you so much and have a very good day. I'll see you in the next class with the next news analysis. Thank you so much.